How's it going, Vandals? I'm Johnny Alpha, and I'd like to welcome you back to Graphic Vandalism. And yeah, it's new video time. This video is Flights of Fancy, and this video is a special one, as it's a look at 5 of my very favorite odd surreal adventure comics by some of my personal favorite indie talents. On the surface, these books may look like something you may have seen before, but let me just tell you, the books on this video are all truly singular and one of a kind, mixing American comics with manga and even a fair amount of European styles thrown in. This is a video I'm very excited to make, and with that, Vandals, let's take flight. All right, and first up we got Shark Knife, written and wonderfully drawn in radical detail by Corey Lewis, aka Ray, published by Oni Press. And Shark Knife is just an epic explosion of fighter and Sentai manga flavored superhero action that blends Eastern and Western styles perfectly. And Lewis's art is just so fluid and kinetic. The story for this one is all about a 5-story Chinese restaurant that is the coolest place in the city to hang out, but an evil crime boss has created monsters that live in the walls of the restaurant, and they break out and try to destroy the place. But it's all good, as the restaurant has a protector, the hero Shark Knife, who is a busboy who works there that becomes a massive hero that protects his friends and co-workers. And I can really see this becoming an incredible animated series or even a video game. Every fight is like a boss battle, and the comic itself is just endlessly entertaining. And I just really love how this book has such an odd premise, but it just runs wild with it, making it a total blast to read. Right on. And next up is Street Angel, written by the always fun as hell Jim Rugg, with fast and fun art by Brian Maruca, and has been published by Slave Labor Graphics, Ad House Comics, and Image Comics. And Street Angel is a wild and epic skateboarding, crime fighting, cigarette smoking, kick-ass adventure that even features ninjas playing basketball. The story for this one is all about Jessie Sanchez, the Street Angel, a homeless teen girl who kicks mad asses and doesn't take crap from anybody. And we join her on several insane adventures involving fights with demonic possessed weirdos, ninjas, and even Mayan gods. But this book also has a nice dramatic side as well, as there's a whole issue about Jesse's homelessness situation, and that really gives this book a nice balance with its over-the-top action. The book also has superb side characters like Aphrodisiac, a Soul Cinema Dolomite type hero who helps Street Angel in her fights, and I just love it. And I really cannot recommend Street Angel highly enough. Okay then, and how about next we check out Wonton Soup, charismatically written and insanely drawn by the always sublime James Stokoe, published by Oni Press. And man, where do I start with Wonton Soup? This book is just wonderfully all over the place, blending Cheech and Chong humor with space adventure, with a heavy focus on food and cooking, making Wonton Soup not just one of the most wild books I've ever read from Stokoe, but one of the wildest books I've ever read, period. The story for this one is all about Johnny and Deacon, who are space truckers, but it's mostly about Johnny, who is a master chef, but he decided instead of cooking the same old for rich people, he'd travel the universe in search of amazing recipes. And we go with this pair on several adventures that include smoking space weed to having cook-offs with alien chefs and all sorts of other wild treks in search of rare ingredients. And man, it's just too much fun. I'm not even that into cooking or cooking shows, but just the wild way Stokoe injects it into his surreal space opera is marvelous. And on the real, Wonton Soup is a must-read, yo. Cool, cool. And how about now, we hop on over to King City, written by and with glorious graffiti-style art by my main man, Brandon Graham, published in a killer cross-promotion between Tokyo Pop Manga and Image Comics. And just wow. Yeah, King City is a hell of a book that takes city life with a touch of crime drama and blends it beautifully into a surreal story full of masked heroes, thematic street gangs, and elder gods. The book even has really stellar and dramatic subplots about drug abuse, PTSD, and the mistreatment of war vets. But it takes it all and makes a supremely epic, sprawling adventure about friendship, acceptance, and moving on. The story for this one is all about Joe, the Cat Master, and his best friend, Pete TIE Fighter. They are two talented young people that get accidentally caught up in events they tragically want no part of. And as their city itself is about to erupt in utter chaos, they have to make tough choices trying to decide what is the right thing to do. And damn, there is just so much going on in this book, with so many moving parts and fun over the top action and characters. But it tells an incredible epic story with one of the best endings I've ever seen. Let me just leave off with this. Brandon Graham is amazing and tragically underrated, and everything he's ever worked on is stuff you should totally check out, yo. All right, all right. And last but surely not least, we have Pop Gun War, written by the one, the only, my personal hero of the comic book industry, Farrell Dalrymple, and has been published by Cypress Press, Dark Horse Comics, and Image Comics. And Pop Gun War sets the tone for Dalrymple's ever expanding comic universe. And man, what a great tone to start on. This book brilliantly and beautifully takes on the topics of growing up, fitting in, fame, and people's need to label everything, and it mixes it all up into a glorious surreal adventure that it's like what we'd get if you mix Twin Peaks with the movie A Christmas Story. And the story for this one is all about a kid named Sinclair who finds a pair of angel wings and puts them on himself as he has odd adventures and encounters with the people of his city looking for his sister Emily, who is the singer of a punk band. He earns his own pair of wings, and I'm not lying when I talk about how special this book is to me. It's one of the most beautiful and well-crafted coming-of-age stories ever printed. The use of its odd cast consisting of some metaphysical mischief makers who test Sinclair on his journey just blows me away. I really do just love this book, and in my opinion, this is totally a comic everyone should read in their lifetime. It's utter perfection, yo. And yeah, there you have it, Vandals. Flights of Fancy, and I really hope you enjoyed it, as I really do love all these comics, and I want more buzz and love for them spread around. Please let me know what are some of your favorite surreal adventure comics in the comments down below, because I love recommendations. But for now, and until next time, I'm Johnny Alpha from Graphic Vandalism saying don't stop reading.